رفقا قسمت 11 کینگدام کام دلیورنس 2 با زیرنویس فارسی همکنون در تویچ و یوتیوب لایوی میبینم. میتونید دوست داشتید بیاد چیل کنید و لذت ببرید. خب این یارو آخرین بار اینجا بهم جا خوابی داد، درسته؟
What is it? Did you drop something?
نه عزیز.
God be with you, neighbor.
یه غذایی بخوریم. چشاتو میبینه ده یوزر. یه بار دیگه یه غذای دیگه میزنیم بر بدن. سلام بدونیم مهدیار، خوش اومدی. یه دونه دیگه. اینم آخرش. خب چه بارونی میاد، آدم لذت میبره از این بارون. به 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 چه و چه و چه چه. خب میگه که استید داکیومنت برام اینو که آره میدوزیم. get information obtain some thieves closing حل. میریم یک سری اطلاعات از این یارو بگیریم قطعا. تروسکوویچ. پس اولین کاری که باید بکنم، البته ژلیوف، آره ژلیوف مثل اینکه یاروی لباسی باید به سابکارمون بده. بریم اول به ژلیوف یا باز راهزن. ریلی بذار با این شمشیری بجنگ ببینیم چه جوریه.
You're in for an arse picking, you piece of shit! We're gonna gut you arse! You will... Help me with this dog!
Push your...
What do you want?
زنده زده بینم بود.
Shoot, mutt!
روستایی بدام بمون کشیم. چقدر شما بیناموسید، بیشرفا. خب ما اینجا باید بشه تیلور هم بریم یه سر. حروم لقمه. چقدر اینا بهتره. گراشونش هم برمیداریم گم شد. اینو که برداشتیم یکی. نکن. اوکی. این یارو الان پوشید ازش. نایت سور. بنده خدا خب آیتم دوزی ها رو سریع انتقال بدیم به اسبمون. اونقدر بد نیست. کاریزمامون میبره بالاتر. بهتر. خب زانو بنده نمیخواد. یه آیتم دوزی. این هم آیتم دوزی. بریم به سمت همین کثافت خونه. حتی قبل از اینکه به ژلیو بریم اینجا نداره تیلور. سمین تیلور نداره. من شاشیدم بدم. اینجا هم نداره. حالا اونور میریم میگیریم. اوکی. بارونی میاد. به آقا به. دنبال این یارو بگردیم.
Greetings. Do you need something?
خب سلام هاملس، خوش اومد. خب به چیزی نیاز داریم.
I'd like to learn.
And what?
بیسیکی سور نه نمیخوام.
What can I do?
تو تریدری نه؟ نه یه بس هاوس سرویس میخوام.
My body is in need of rest and relaxation.
What'll it be this time, Henry?
فول سرویس بکنیم.
I've got a few wounds that need taken care of, and I need a hot bath. And wash my clothes, too, so I don't look like a beggar.
داره هوملس.
Excellent. Pay up and we can get started.
Let's talk about...
Certainly.
Yeah.
Now that's excellent. I'm sure you'll be very satisfied.
یه هموم شدیم.
There, be praised. All cleaned and bandaged up, friend. I hope next time you'll want me to do more than just wash your back.
آها. بله. نه ما فعلا از این کارا بلد نیست. با تشکر. خب حالا تعریف کنیم که لباسای کرایزل.
I heard you have some clothes here that belong to Miller Crazel.
You're damn right I do. They're here waiting for him. Only I had to put them away in a chest in the loft. So I don't have to be constantly reminded of the debt Crazel racked up here. Taking his bloody time he is, the bastard. Those rags have been here for so long, the rats have got into them. Why do you care about them so much anyway?
The miller mentioned them. I was just curious if they were still here. And where. So I just thought I'd ask, since I was already in the area.
And who are you? His new lackey or something? Was Zinnik starting to get on his nerves?
Well, you know how it is. But anyway, don't let me keep you.
خیلی خوب.
God be with you.
طبقه بالا.
God be with you.
همینه.
Damn. These are some fine thieving clothes.
لباس رو برداشت. جیجیز. شوریه از اینجا بزنیم بیرون پسر. خیلی هم عالی. دیگه تو چیزم نمیریم، داخل خود روستا هم نمیریم. خب مرحله بعدی اینجا تیلور هم فکر کنم. آره تیلور هم داره باریکلا. خب میریم به دی. این بنده خدا.
Are you Zinnik?
Yeah, look, mate, I really need to piss. Can you let me out of
باید
here?
شاش کنم.
I can try. Wait a while.
Get a move on. Take care, friend.
با این باید صحبت کنیم.
I've travelled the world over. Let me tell you, our home truly is the most beautiful place.
با بیلیف باید صحبت کنیم. بذار بیلیف صحبت کنیم. این بدهیش چقدره؟ این یارو همچنان اینجاه. اول بازی میکنه که
See polite people like you. God be with you.
Greetings, Master Guard.
بارا حرف برگفتن نداره. او بچه کتابای خفن داره. خب اینو بهش میفروشیم. خب بعد چند از این امولیت‌ها رو بفروشیم. به درمون که نمیخورن. Spectacular. آره همه اینا رو بفروشیم.
Let's talk about the... Is this enough?
That. You see? I knew we'd make. Thank you. And a good day to you, friend.
No problem, no problem. بیلی کستنه کجا داره؟ مشکل درست کردن اینجا.
What's the latest news, innkeeper?
Nothing much, fortunately, and I hope it stays that way.
Can I spend...
Not a chance. Farewell, my friend.
دردش اینجا چیز آورده.
I apologize.
واس وسیله‌مون رو تعمیر
God be
کنیم.
with you. Keep the peace, and we'll stay friends.
God be with you. How's the watch going?
Not too bad. It'd be better if it wasn't raining, though.
همینجا هم بارون میاد. این بدبختان مادر بارون فقط دارم که میگم. شاید پول دارم 200 خورده بکنم. سلام دادا. یه ریپیرمون نشه. مرسی. این که تنمونه با این همین دیگه. آره همین. آره.
Word about the.
All right. That's all.
خیلی مادر قوی.
Very well. Thank you kindly. And come again, friend. What do you need? Hurry up.
What do you have?
میخوام یه سری وسیله بهت بفروشم. ستون 1 2 3 نه اینا رو که نمیخوام بفروشم. این لباس دزدیه نه؟ آره این دزدی همه.
Word about the price.
All right.
Do we have a deal?
That sound. I thank you and take care.
خیلی
I can't get you out,
Sakra! I'm really gonna piss myself.
but I need help. Crazel sent me to get some document they took from you.
And what's the password?
پسورد چیه؟
Hermes Trismegistos?
I'm just checking your pizzle. You should have seen your face. They caught me at night when I was robbing a merchant, and then they make any distinction between what I stole and what I already had on me. They took everything, including that document, and locked it all away in the chest of stolen things in the Rat House jail. You could get into the jail from the courtyard behind the Rat House. It's right under the guardhouse. Or you could get there from behind the tavern alongside the fence. As soon as you find the stairs leading down, you'll know you're in the right place.
Well, who's got the key to it?
Well, actually I had it, but when the guards shook me down, I must have dropped it. It was in the chamber, next to the one with the chest. They've got a pretty soft bed in there, I tell you. The key probably fell under it.
Is that the only key?
No, of course not. Every guard in Troskovitz has one. Best to rob one of them who's slacking off or having a nap. Look, mate, do you actually know how to pickpocket?
آره میدونم چجوری دزدی کنم.
Well, I'm still learning, so I could use some advice.
You're in luck. You're speaking to a master. Of course, I am in the stocks just now, but that was just rotten luck. There ain't much I can teach you like this, is there? Better go and see Crazel. Farewell.
So what are you just sitting around for?
کریزل رو ببینم. کریزل رو که دیدم دیگه. شکوه میکنه. یه نفرشون کلید داره بچه. خب تمام سربازای اینجا یکیشون کلید داره.
Don't you dare piss on something.
از حیات پشتی میشه وارد شد.
Get out.
بله چش.
Flea-ridden beast.
بازی رو همینجا سیو کنیم. چیز میشه، یارو میفهمه، حالیش میشه، خیلی سریع حالیش میشه، به در نمیخوره. کلیدای گوش هم پایینن بابا. وای.
Good day to you. Farewell.
اوه سریع دوزیدیم اومدیم بیرون. مادر تو. خب زیرنویس قرار بزرگتر کنم، راست میگی. ببخشید دیروز حرف زدیم تو استریم. استریم میشه اپیرینس فونت سایز. فونت سایز بکنم بیشتر بشه که آره مثلا 28 30 مثلا بکنم. خب بذار برم با این یارو صحبت کنم ببینم الان سایزش خوبه.
I'd like to apologize for that brawl. Lord Capon is a bit hot-headed.
That Capon of yours is a puffed-up fool, more to the point.
Well,
but that was some punch, I'll give him that. And you fought like a lion and all.
بزرگی,
We outnumbered you, but we still had our work cut out.
But you were better. If they hadn't dragged us apart, we wouldn't have stood a chance.
Aye, but you wouldn't avoid the stocks even so. People in the village don't like strangers, and my father is no different. In any case, as far as the two of us are concerned, it's all water under the bridge, right?
Right.
You can see I'm not some idiot, can't you? I just don't like haughty fuckers. And you aren't one, are you?
I hope not.
I'm sure you aren't. You're a good lad. I can tell. And a good brawler as well. If you ever want a proper workout and some fisticuffs, Lawrence the Zhelyov innkeeper is your man. Farewell.
ولی اینم بزرگه. خب اینم بزرگه. مثلا سایزشو بکنیم 27. خب 27 به نظرم خوب باشه.
Hey. Phew. Just you.
ببینم چطوره؟ اوه میخواد گزارش دزدیش نده نه بابا بدم.
What's new in the county, Master Bailiff?
الان بهتر شد.
I was just visited by one of the local peasants. He said he found more fresh graves behind his field, just below the village, along the road to Nabokov.
I've seen those. You talk like this isn't the first time.
That we found someone buried here?
الان خوب شد.
Don't even ask. I've been digging up bodies ever since that bandit gang started running rampant. Most of them are von Burgo's men, and that's about it.
That sounds interesting. Thank you.
حالا که کلید داریم بچه‌ها شب اینجا کار داریم. شب اینجا کار داریم دوستان. نیمه شب. ساکت باش سگ خوبم ساکت باش. خب بچه لباسمون رو باید عوض کنیم. الان شب شده و باید بریم به دزدی. خب چیزایی یاد باشیم که نویز نمیدن. باید کسی شرا رو از تنمون در داریم. اینا همه صدا میدن. خب دستکش دزدی بنازم. خب حالا که آماده دزدی هستیم بریم دزدی. اینجا آره.
The offer of Hermes Trismegistos. That's Krazel's document.
You're not allowed here!
باشه داداش قصه نخور. شیرت خوش میشه. خب لباس دوزی همون دوستان میفرستیم سمت اسب. خب لباس دوزی الان نمیخوایم، بعدا برای دوزی از رو اسبمون باز برمیداریم. بنازم بقیهشون چیزای ساده هستن که حالا بریم به سمت میلر گوشاخلاری. یه سگ باید بگیریم. قراره سگ که داریم دیگه. بیا هست
Here, Mutt.
بریم توی جامون یه استراحت کنیم. کجا بود میتونستیم؟ تقریبا بالا اینجا بود. اوکی. استراحتی میزنیم برادرم تا 7 صبح. خب
Christ, pardon me.
بریم یه غذایی هم بزنیم بر بدن. حالا بریم پیش کرایزل بگیم که آقا ما مدارک تو آوردیم. زندگی واقعی نه بابا، ما چرا کانسه یه فیلم سوپره. سلام چطوری؟ چرا ناراحتی استاد؟ خب آقا من داکیومنت بدارم. Can you give me some more advice؟ نه آوردم.
I have that document from the rat house for you.
Excellent. I knew I could count on you.
I took a look at the document. I couldn't really make much of it. Who's this Hermes Trismegistos?
My fifth cousin. We write to each other sometimes.
That doesn't sound very convincing.
Did you find my family tree at the rat house too? Now show it to me, so I can finally get the knowledge. Good. Good. This will come in handy. Yes, of course.
What now?
That much? We're going to need more. A lot more.
Did you hear me? What now?
Sorry. I got lost in thought. I owe you my thanks as well as reward for getting me the document. And maybe another little job? What do you say?
Oh, don't tell me you've forgotten. I need to get to that wedding in Semin.
Don't worry. Your path is leading that way. Only it'll be a little longer than expected.
شوخی میکنی؟ promise.
You promised you'd get me into that wedding.
I did, but I didn't say when. Besides, things are about to get really interesting. Step by step, we're moving closer to the great revelation.
Enough. I'm sick of listening to your cryptic blabbering. Supposing you first initiate me into the mysteries of your enchanting mill. This isn't any run-of-the-mill business, so to speak. I smell something devilish here.
Devilish? Not at all. It's high learning.
تا الان انقدر حال داده فقط دارم میشه فری میرم. این جزء اصلی است. رفتم پیش آهنگر و می‌خواستم از طریق اون وارد عروسی بشم. بعد دیدم یه شمشیر خیلی خفنگ درست کردیم. گفتم کن لقت میرم با مزرعه دار وارد عروسی میشم. شمشیرم نگه می‌دارم بهش خودم.
Alchemy. And when I say alchemy, I mean real alchemy. Not some hocus-pocus brewing of potions for creaky joints and bellyache.
Tell me more about it then. Maybe I'll learn something useful.
I wouldn't be so sure. But I've taken you on as an apprentice, so I might as well tell you something. Now, pay close attention. I want to make a golem out of dough. Then, using secret alchemical practices and theurgy, bring him to life.
Golem cheers.
Golem? What's that?
A golem is a helper brought to life using divine words. A living statue endowed with massive strength. Can be made of clay, wood, stone, basically anything. I'll make one out of flour. Studying the Jewish Kabbals taught me a practice known as Maseh Bereshit. A mystic can use it to imitate the work of God. Just imagine. You know how helpful a golem would be at the mill? Carrying sacks, pulling wagons, standing guard. He wouldn't be much smarter than Zinnik, but he'd have the strength of 10 men.
My word. That sounds incredible. I have to see it.
So far, it's just all in my head. But if you're patient and help me, you'll see soon enough. It's in the interest of the advancement and prosperity of mankind. Just look at the Bible. Moses could command the waters and speak to God through the element of fire. And Jesus brought the dead back to life I've no doubt that if our great holy Mother Church had been around at the time, they'd have crucified Jesus the same as the Pharisees. And all the apostles would have been burned at the stake.
For the good of mankind?
Exactly!
And what about the good of me? You promised me a reward.
You already know that you can learn the practical application of certain useful skills from me. But for a few groschen, we could discuss the art on a more, let's say, theoretical level.
I'm overwhelmed with gratitude. Supposing you give me a few groschen first, as a reward for bringing you the document, and then I'll decide whether to trade the coin for some learning.
Oh, see now? I completely forgot. Here you go. So you don't go around saying that Miller Crazel was a pinch purse. I added in what I owe for those sacks you carried. And if you want some more work, there's plenty.
باشه.
What's this next job all about?
I need to find the saltpeter pit.
Never a wasted word, eh, Crazel?
Short and to the point. That's my credo.
And how long will it take before you tell me what a saltpeter pit is?
A saltpeter pit is a pit in which saltpeter is formed.
This has something to do with the alchemy of yours, eh? I don't know much about that stuff.
Nitra is saltpeter. White crystals similar to salt.
And what needs salting here in the mill? Or is it supposed to be some peculiar Crazel wedding gift for a young semi?
Nothing of the sort. The Kabbalistic doctrine speaks...
چیزی به ذهنم زد صبر کن.
Saltpeter as a vessel for the inexhaustible essence of life. Those white crystals are said to contain the very essence of being. That's precisely what we need to give life to our golem. Thanks to the ingredients from Hermes Trismegistos, his feet will never get tired and his fists will have the power to smash rocks. But saltpeter is the most important thing. Saltpeter will be the golem's heart.
نمک قلب گلمه. این یارو داره جادوگری میکنه.
So you're serious about this golem? And are you certain it'll work out?
Certainly. Otherwise, I wouldn't even try.
How much saltpeter will it take to bring to life such a big creature?
A lot. That's why I want you to find me a decent saltpeter pit. Do you understand?
I was hoping I'd learn something useful from you. But instead, you're making me wander around the countryside looking for some pit.
Well, you never know when an experience like that might come in handy.
Okay.
All right then. I'll look around for that saltpeter pit. I just hope you know where to look. That you can point me in the right direction. And also that you'll get me into that wedding as a reward.
Yes, yes, and yes. Bonnie has a lead. She's a damned handy girl to have around. She can do anything you ask of her. But for you, the most important thing is that she knows how to look for niter, or saltpeter if you prefer.
So this Bonnie is some kind of witch who's in on this golem stuff.
Bonnie is someone I trust without question, and you should too. Not only will she teach you how to find saltpeter, but also how to differentiate it from common salt. The main difference is it has kind of cooling taste.
Hold your horses. You want me to taste that nasty stuff?
If you don't taste it, you could confuse it with some nasty rot. You don't want that.
Damn right.
Don't be such a lily liver, Henry. If Bonnie can taste saltpeter, so can you. She'll tell you the rest herself. You'll find her in the lair. That's a secret store.
How can I get to this lair?
There's a bridge over the mill stream towards the southwest. Take the path to the left, just behind it along the pond. From that path, you turn right, uphill, between the rocks, and you'll find yourself right in front of the lair. You can't miss it. Oh, and so I don't forget. You could pick some herbs along the way to see Bonnie. It would make her very happy. She's just been through some tough times. Her dog died, and on top of that, she has to spend time with that blabbermouth, Zinnik. On the other hand, Zinnik might be holding his tongue for a while, after his encounter with the Troskowitz stocks.
If Bonnie spends time with Zinnik, she may want some spirits rather than herbs.
Bonnie? Never. Being a decent Christian, she avoids alcohol like the plague. Right along.
To the lair.
Take care.
خیلی خوب. بریم با بانی صحبت کنیم و ببینیم تاکتور بانی. آها باید بریم اینجا. خیلی good as fuck. Come on, buddy. باید همینو بریم به سمت چپ.
Go. What was that noise? Woodcutters.
So چی بود؟
Whoa, whoa.
So تیراندازی بود؟ صدای بدی داشت.
Whoa, whoa.
بانی اینجاست. گفت تو راه بتونی یه سری گل براش جمع کنی، گلای چیزی بهش بدی، خوشحال میشه از این گیان دارویی. خیلی اینجا نیست. کجاست پس؟ این وربانی. سلام علیکم.
Jesus Christ be praised.
I'm Henry, Miller Crazel's new apprentice. He sent me to search for a niter pit and said you might be able to help me with that.
Of course I will. I'm Bonnie. Nice to meet you.
Bonnie? It's not a name I hear often.
It's not the name I was baptized with. In our craft, it ain't a good idea to tell people your real name. That's why we use nicknames. What should we call you?
منو چی تا بزنی؟ منو
Henry's fine.
Well, that's not very creative. You know what? I'll come up with a nickname for you myself when I get to know you better. Did you bring me something from the mill?
Actually, Crazel said you'd appreciate some herbs.
He's right there. Do you have some for me?
I've got something here.
My word, that's exactly what I need. The ingredients for the magic ritual.
What kind of magic ritual?
The kind where Zenek finally gets some sense into his head and stops making stupid beginner's mistakes. Just so you know, that mess with the author of Hermes Trismegistos would never have happened to me. Not me. While we're on the subject of rituals, did Krazel tell you about the golem?
He did.
And what do you think of it?
چی در موردش فکر می‌کنم؟
I'm curious to see what a golem made of flour will look like. But I'm mostly curious to see if Krazel will really be able to breathe life into it with the help of saltpeter.
I'm more worried that as soon as it comes to life, it'll slay us all with one blow. So, if by some chance it looks like something's going wrong, you won't see my heels for dust. And I suggest you do the same. But that's enough of that. We're not going to stand here talking about flower golems when we've barely just met. I'd like to chat with you too, Henry. Get to know you a bit. But if you're in a hurry to find Krazel's saltpeter, I won't keep you.
حرف بزنیم. حرف بزنیم.
No. I have plenty of time. But where to start?
You know what? I'll start. When they caught Zenek in Troskovitz, I was scared out of my mind that they'd catch me and clap me in the stocks. I had to hide out here for a while, so I haven't had anyone to talk to. Life in the lair isn't all fun and games. Zenek and all the other mill knuckleheads were never worth much as company. So I'm glad the miller's finally found a normal hand for once. You've got a beautiful dog. What's his name?
Mutt.
What a cute fella. How did you find each other?
به ترزو تعلق داره. لابلای ولفو پیداش کردم. داستان چه سالیه نمیدونم والا.
Among the wolves. Not a word of a lie. That is, I lost him and then found him again in a wolf pack.
Well, I'll be... That's what I call an interesting past. I used to have a dog, but I don't anymore.
He died.
He started getting these lumps all over his body. He stopped eating. Just slept all the time. And then... Well, what's done is done. And what about you? What kind of family are you from? Also, thieves?
نه من دوزن من از بلک اسمیتم ستونی.
No. Pa was a blacksmith. I inherited something from him, I hope.
Oh, really? Would you teach me how to make, maybe, barrel hoops?
Those are pretty hard. Wouldn't you rather start with, maybe nails?
Sure. I'm pretty quick to learn and patient. That is, with one exception. When Krazel starts spouting off his alchemy theories, I'd rather run for the hills. What do you think of the old miller, anyway?
در نظرم در مورد میلر چیه؟ هیسی میستیکال نمیدونم چی بگم.
I don't know what to say to that. I still don't know him all that well.
I understand. Best not to bite the hand that feeds you for no good reason. Thanks for talking to me. It really is good to have someone to pour my heart out to. But now, about that saltpeter. Before you came, and before Zenek fucked up with the manuscript, we collected saltpeter all over the place, mainly in sties. It has to be scraped from the walls. Horrible work, time-consuming and annoying. I'm not going to lie to you. We also looked in a few chests, just in case. You know. Anyhow, now all the sties in the region are scraped clean and we're sitting pretty on a nice barrel of saltpeter.
Barrel is quite a lot.
For the whole Trotsky region, aye. Unfortunately, Krazel said we need at least 6 times as much.
6 times? Will one saltpeter pit be enough?
I reckon so. There should be as much as Krazel needs for his masterwork. If you're looking for it, you ought to know how saltpeter forms. Do you have any idea?
ایده ای داریم؟ نه ایده
No, I don't. And Crazel, of course, didn't tell me shit.
Don't forget that saltpeter crystals are formed in places where something is rotting. It can be shit or carcasses.
چه لاشه.
Well, a saltpeter pit is actually nothing more than a mass grave. The best natural saltpeter maker.
Crazel said saltpeter is a vessel for life energy. I get it that it's left over from dead bodies, but how do you get it from shit?
God's mysterious ways. You know how it is.
And he also wanted me to taste it. That's nonsense, though, isn't it?
Unfortunately, it isn't. Otherwise, you won't know if it's saltpeter or some other shit. It feels kind of cold on the tongue.
Jesus. And you know where to look for such a pit full of carcasses, do you?
Not.
باید دست بندازیم لابلای گواه، خب نمک در بریم، بعد تستش کنیم ببینیم اون نمک خاصی که این دنبالش هست یا نه. میفهمی یعنی چی؟ یعنی نمکی که تو گواه هست رو باید بخوره.
Exactly, but I have an idea. Times are evil and there's plenty of corpses. A person who's digging holes and throwing dead bodies into them and doesn't even know he's got a gold, a saltpeter mine.
You mean a knacker?
Exactly. And the one we have here in the region is also the gravedigger.
Well, I haven't met him yet. Where can I find him?
The cemetery is beyond Troskovitz, towards the Apollonia rocks.
So I'm in for a walk to the cemetery.
Seems like it. Too bad you couldn't have walked around the county with us before. It was fun. And pretty useful experience. I learned a lot during that time, and I won't keep it to myself. I'd be happy to teach you something, if you want.
I'll keep that in mind.
That old gravedigger will be suspicious, so I'd bring him some kind of offering. He's always dragging those carcasses, so I'm sure he'd appreciate a slab of fresh meat from Troskovitz butcher.
Good idea.
He lives a short way from the cemetery, so at least the meat won't go bad on the way. Lots of luck, Henry.
I'd like to learn.
And what would you like?
چی میخوایی یادم بودیم؟ تیبری، دوزی، استیلز، آلکمی. نه اینا رو بعدا یاد میگیریم.
God be with you.
خب.
What is it? Good morning.
Long time no see, eh?
Crazel gave you another job.
Yeah. I proved myself to him last time. So why not continue our collaboration?
Did you come here to make fun of me? Just like Bonnie? As soon as she showed up, she gave me hell over that manuscript.
No, not at all.
از گریودیگر چی میدونی؟
What do you know about the gravedigger?
Not much to know. He's half gravedigger and half knacker. He takes care of both dead people and animals.
I'd never have figured that out without your help. Anything more interesting?
He's my father, and he's a wizard, same as me.
Yeah, right.
It's true. I was born the seventh son of a seventh son. I have the power of clairvoyance and I can raise the dead. I'm just hiding out with a miller until my time comes. I've been chosen to save the world.
Yeah, nice story. But if I'm going to get the miller some saltpeter, I need to know something useful.
Oh, aye. You're not much fun, are you? The gravedigger's as boring as you are. Also, he knows when he's being lied, so don't...
You see?
Take care.
خب بذار ببینیم. آها اصلا چیزمون به کجا؟ خنجر نداریم؟ دگر نداریم؟ دگر گرفتیم که. بکنم این دگره. هیچ. Never mind.
Oh, sacra. Someone got here but...
دلیر. خب کاری که باید انجام بدیم گریو دیگر قبلش اگه بریم به تروسکوویچ و از این قصابی یکم گوش تازه بگیریم این یارو خوشحال میشه. خب پس اول میریم به تروسکوویچ. خب میریم به پیش قصاب در این نقطه.
Quick!
سلام آقای قصاب، حال شما چطوره؟ آقا گوشت تازه داری؟ یکم از این. یکم از این. مرغ از این. چی داری؟ میتونی اینو بهمون بدی؟ بیا.
I'd like to discuss the price.
All right. Aye. Thank you, and a good day to you, friend.
خب چیزی هم میخری یا نه؟ آره اینو میخری.
Word about...
All right.
Do we have it?
That sounds... Aye. I hope you'll be satisfied, my friend.
دم شما گرم سلطان، خیلی مردی. خب بریم به سمت قبل کنه. همینجا.
Whoa!
Blessings to you.
سلام آقای قبل کن. چه خبر؟
I'm Henry. And you must be the local gravedigger, right?
Ignatius, master of the sod, at your service. Looking for a final resting place? You need to bury a dead goat? Or are you tired of life and need a noose?
None of those things. I was just passing by. What's new around here?
The living and the dead. I could write a book about it if I knew how. Or if the scribe in Troskovitz was in a mood to listen to me for longer than one afternoon.
Hey, Joe.
Are you and the herb woman related? You both look... well, really old.
We're not related. We both got some years behind us and we're both unclean in our own ways. That's all we have in common. Different herb women came to me from time to time for hangman's nooses or nails from the gallows. What they do with them is their own business. I'm just a trader. But Bozhena ain't like the others. She's an honest herb woman who only heals with herbs and prayers. Do you know why they chased her out of town?
I don't.
Well, I'm not the one who should be telling you, but I'll tell you one thing. There's a place called Limbus Puerorum. Make sure you never send anyone there. Not even by accident. And that's all I'll say on the matter.
I'll keep it in mind.
Limbus. Okay.
Do you know what happened with the bodies from near the pond? Tankard. Conrad.
Who?
Well, you wouldn't know their names. A couple of soldiers that fell there. Where are they buried?
Oh, I remember them. They all ended up in a pit together right by the cemetery. All I got was a yellow waffen rock for the effort. Getting them out of there was a grind. They was well fed. You could tell right away they was from better parts than this here county.
Yeah, you're right. They're a long way from home.
Not to worry.
چی ما این
Earth
نفهمیدم.
is Earth, wherever it is.
I had to dabble in your trade a little bit. Buried a young man from the nomad camp who got beaten to death by woodcutters.
I know. Don't think I didn't try to get him for myself. He wasn't baptized, so I couldn't bury him in the cemetery. But he deserved a good place in the ground nonetheless. It gave me a terrible itch. I can't stand unfinished work. The damned woodcutters left him there like a solstice decoration.
I buried him in his favorite place.
You did well. Don't hesitate to bury any other corpses you find left unburied. You have my blessing. I can tell right away if a fella understands an honest trade.
خب پس به ما اعتماد کرد.
Ignatius, I'm gonna need your help.
Of course. How many are there? Where do you want to bury them? Shall we grind the teeth up, or do you want to take them away in your purse?
Nah, none of that. I have a different, slightly unusual request. Bonnie from Lower Semine sent me. We're looking for a saltpeter pit.
From Lower Semine? What pit?
A saltpeter pit.
I ain't never heard of nothing like that. What's it supposed to be? A pit to hell?
حقیقت بهش بگیم.
Nah, it's actually just a pit full of carcasses. These white crystals form on the walls of it. And that's exactly what we're after.
Ah, now I get it. You should have said you're looking for the pit I throw carcasses into. What's all this about Salty Peter? I'm going to go there anyway, so I'll take you there.
Really? That was easier than I thought.
Not even a chicken scratches in the dirt without hope of reward, though. You'll help me with something first. I have some collections from some Stratego farmsteads, and I'd be a fool if I didn't use a helping hand. At least one day I can take it a bit easy.
You want me to help you with your grave digging business?
Why not? You look like a strong fella. You'll be a good helper.
بهش گوش بدیم.
I have a better idea. You tell me where I can find that pit, and I'll give you a nice piece of fresh meat for it.
I won't say no to that. Show me what you have.
نشونش بدیم چی داریم. اینو برات گرفتیم. اینو برات گرفتیم. اینو برات گرفتیم. نظرته بخور بزن به بدن. عشق کن.
Oh, aye, fresh meat. What a feast that'll make. Now, listen closely. That pit of yours lies at the end of a long journey that we'll take together on my wagon.
So you got meat out of me for nothing?
When I see how much you lot in Lower Semine are interested in it, I'm not just going to hand it to you on a plate. But thanks for the meat, and don't worry about a thing. Grave digging is a job like any other. Sooner or later, everyone needs our services. And if it wasn't for us knackers, folk would have to deal with their animal carcasses themselves.
Of course, I understand. I'm just a little worried about what people will say about me when they see me with you. I wouldn't like to lose the honor I've earned as squire to a nobleman.
Don't worry about what people say. They'll only strip you of your honor if you let them. So what then? Shall we take a nice little ride with my boys Snorter and Dragonfly here? Nice and early, at daybreak.
بریم. Let's go.
Let's get this over with then.
Didn't you understand me? We ain't going nowhere now. Like I said, be here at daybreak. That's between night and day. Do you understand?
بله فهمیدم.
I understand. I'll come at dawn.
مادر رو خراب کرد. اینجا این کپمون رو بذاریم. اوضاع خوابمون بد میشه اینجوری. جایی هست این نزدیکی بمونیم کمپی چیزی باشه. یوران که بهمون جا خواب نمیده. بی ناموس، بی همه کس. خب بد شده جی. سر کله صبح باید بیایم. من ریدم تو دهنت. حتی باستا نمیذاره کپمون اینجا بذاریم. اوکی این نمیذاره به جهنم دیگه. مهم نیست. صبح میه. چاره نیست. چاره نیست. بیناموس خوابه که.
Didn't you understand me like a...
بیا. چطوری داداش؟ آقا من گشنمونم هست. غذا بدوزیم. حرومی هم نمیفهم. یه دونه دیگه هم بخوریم میریم.
Empty. I'll have to go somewhere else.
داداش آماده ای
Lord be
بریم؟
with you. What do you...
I don't know if I'm completely ready for this.
The dew is still on the leaves. The roads are clear. You don't need your horse. I'll stable him here. It'll be heaven for him. In any case, heaven's always close here. Hop on the wagon and Snorter and Dragonfly here will take care of us.
باشه.
Did I bring that stuff for Visor? Meat? Aesop? Got it all.
نگفتی رفتی هر روز زمین. چرا دیگه داداش 100 بار گفتم دارم میشنای میله رو انجام میدم. هنوز نرفتم. بریم سوار واگن شیم.
Come on then, get a move on.
بریم داداش.
We've got a long journey ahead of us, so get yourself comfortable so your ass won't hurt. So, you say you're from Lower Samine, eh?
آره.
Well, you could say that. I help the miller with whatever I can. I got a place to sleep there. Soon I'll be able to call the miller uncle.
I remember Crazel when he was still a wee lad. Even then he was a great big smart-ass. When I buried his parents, he was traipsing somewhere through the world. Maybe you heard what they say about Lower Samine round these parts. Crazel don't sell short measure, not that. He looks out for his reputation, but his helpers have been seen often in the villages after dark, looking fishy. Or during the day, in the pillories. Don't that bunny of yours belong to that gang too?
Bonnie's an honest girl, and her friend Zinnek is too. Crazel only sent them to scrape saltpeter off the walls of the sties, so that's just what they've been doing. From what she told me, they had nothing else in mind.
Lower Samin's a thorn in the side for a lot of folk. Some on account of the competition. Some is just rubbed up the wrong way by that crazel. Either way, all they need's the slightest excuse to grab their pitchforks. Go and grab the miller and shove his face right in his own millstone.
یعنی این یه دونه رو چراست؟ سریعتر برو قبصال دارم.
Whoa, boys, whoa! Come on. Come on! Are you deaf? Oh, they're acting stubborn again. Now listen, Henry. Here on the left side, you'll see the ruins of a cottage that's been abandoned for a few years.
It looks mysterious. What treasures might be hidden there?
You'll soon see. I have a trap set inside the cottage. I wanted to lure a wolf into it, but that didn't work out. There's a deer rotting there unnecessarily. So hop in there and bring it to the wagon.
بله چشم.
Finally, at least we're not blocking the road too much.
این جنازه رو بکشیم اینجا بیرون. راه ورودش کجاست؟ اینجا.
Sick!
Good night. خب یه گوه از این چیزه. Lock picking very hard. این سخت این بگایی. این راحتی میشه اینجا.
Oh, Jesus, what a stench. Better quickly throw it in a sack and take it back to the wagon.
اینم کلیدش. خب کردیمش تو کیسه. بریم رو بنزیم پشت واگن پیرمرد قبرکن سگ فشار. اوه داره وقت خوابمونم میرسه. هیچ اون پاره است. یکیان راه زنم.
Put that carcass down and get over here. You hear me?
چی میگی داداش؟
What's going on, Ignatius?
Ah, I'm trying to explain to these fellas we've got nothing to do with no thieving around here. They should go to Lower Samine to complain.
2 stinking pieces of shit was sneaking around our sties and cellars and lining their purses with silver too while they was at it. Some scruffy and dunger. You must be scruffy, eh?
I'm Henry, and those, names mean nothing to me.
Like I said, if it's rotten carrion they're after, they should have come to me. A passion for knacking is the only thing we have in common.
Is that so? So prove it then.
چیو ثابت کنم؟
Take a good look at me. Do I look like a thief? Or more like a commonplace, maybe just slightly grubby, hired hand? At this rate, you could blame any old peasant who's grimy after a hard day's work.
I don't know. I don't reckon I've ever seen a real thief up close.
Ask around about me and you'll find out everyone knows I can't stand a liar. I'll keep my promises and show up on time. So enough talk and let's carry on to where duty calls us.
All right, listen. We'll be going then. But if you happen to run into them 2 thieves, you tell us right away, got it?
Of course.
You can count on it.
Glad to hear it. Let's go, fellas. Maybe...
What
Did I
now?
get this right? Maybe it was the one with that shoulder.
با این صحبت کنیم.
Not much left for us to do here, eh?
Hopefully our luck will hold out and we'll only be breaking the limbs of carcasses today. The next farm's just up ahead. Hop on and
بریم مزرعه بعدی.
Don't worry.
تشریف انتون رو نمیاری داداش؟ لاس میزنه؟
That was just a kind of little favor for me. Now we'll help the locals here in Jdar with their carcasses.
So far, I've just carried sacks. I already did that for the miller.
Yesterday, the good wife from that farm came and told me both their pigs died. So we'll scoop them up and haul them off. I mean, you'll scoop them up and haul them to my cart. She says it was a curse. There was a flash of lightning, the pigs started trembling, squealing and puking, and then keeled over and dropped dead.
All right, that's what you get. People sin here in their seclusion, thinking they're out of sight of our Lord.
It ain't my first day doing this job, so I could see right off them pigs had been poisoned. The good wife swore them pigs were happy as, well, pigs in shit. She said they even let them go to a nearby stream to have a wallow. It flows here through the forest on the right. Since we're here, you ought to go and take a look around there. Check how clear that spring really is.
All right, I'll see what's going on there.
And I'm going to enjoy having a helper. At least for one day. Maybe I'll roll around in the grass here with Snorter and Dragonfly. Yeah! Yeah!
پیاده شو داداش، پیاده شو. اینجا خبرایی هست؟ منبع چیزو پیدا کنیم؟ منبع بگاهی. اوه اوه اینجا رو آجی یه بیماری اومده همه اینا رو به گاز سگ داده.
I'd rather go back to sacks of flour.
الان بوس سگم میدیم قشنگ.
Ugh. Is this really worth it?
بعید بدونم کار دیگه ای مونده باشه انجام بدیم. یکی یکی ببریم بذاریم پشت واگن این جنازه رو.
Look what I have for you. ریدم دهنت مات.
Do you want to keep going or not?
چی میگن کارمون رو انجام نده دیگه. ببینیم منبع بگاهی کجاه.
Those pigs came here to drink. Where to now? I can smell something upstream.
فرار کرد. بیا اینجا با. بیا فرار کنار رفت. یه بوی گندی میاد اینجا مثل اینکه درسته؟ اوه گشتمون شد. هر چی از تو همین منطقه است. genç. خوکا اومدن از اینجا غذا خوردن، درسته؟ آب خوردن. آها.
Ah, here it is. Wolves must have killed them. They didn't even eat them up. I'll go and tell Ignatius.
نمیخوای اینا رو جمع جور کنیم ببریم؟ نه دیگه اینجا دور میشه. های Ignatius کنیم.
You want to keep going or not?
بله بریم.
It really wasn't a curse. There are rotting carcasses in the water upstream from the watering spot. No wonder the pigs caught some disease.
Well, what do you know? I was right. I'll give you a hand. It'd take you all night on your own.
کمکمون کرد.
What now?
جسده رو بریم بندازیم این پشت. چه عجب.
I took care of the carcasses. We can drive on.
Nice work. There's even a bit of meat left for me.
Yeah. You'd eat that? They've been lying there God knows how long.
But nicely in the cold. There's nothing wrong with it. Anyway, you won't be eating it, so don't worry about it. Let's keep going.
گوشت جنازه چیزا رو میخوره. What the fuck?
Seeing as how you don't obey me, you're surely horsing around today.
حرام. سوار میشی بی ناموس؟ گویدیم.
So far it ain't that bad, eh? You don't have to take down no hanged man or bury an unbaptized child.
Ever since I started working for the miller, all I do is carry bloody sacks. I must have carried more than they could fill in skallets in a day.
It can always be worse. Someone might ask you to roll barrels. Now listen to me closely. You won't be carrying anything at the next farmstead. Instead, you'll have to make one carcass there. See, the work of a knacker ain't just about clearing away dead animals. Now and then, you've got to put down some creature, so it don't suffer. Or, like today, to put it down so everyone around it don't have to suffer. In this case, we're talking about a dog.
Well, what can I do? But I doubt I'll feel good about it.
That cur belongs to the greengrocer, Vizar. I've heard they're both pretty fierce. Don't draw too much attention to yourself at the farmstead. I'll give you some Aesop potion to drink first, and some meat and bane. Soak the meat with the poison and throw it to the dog. He'll probably be locked in a pen somewhere. As soon as it's done, we'll disappear before anyone notices anything. I got paid well for it from the neighbors, so don't fuck it up for me.
What the fuck? اینا رو باید مخروط کنیم بعد بندیم جلو سگه و فرار کنیم.
Lazy bones. Yeah! Yeah!
Hail Mary. God bless. Greetings to you.
نباید کسی بفهمه.
Sakra! The dog isn't here. The door's open. Where did he run off to?
دنبالش باید بگردیم.
Track.
چیزی هم نداریم.
Barking. He's coming from over there.
اون سگه است.
What are you doing here, Henry?
این چیکار میکنه؟
How come you're here?
Bonnie? What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
The gravedigger wants me to poison that dog.
What?
Jesus! And are you going to do it?
Well, what else can I do? You're the one who sent me to Ignatius. You just tactfully neglected to mention that when you and Zinnek were acting as his hands, you robbed half the houses in the county.
Shit. It's all gone sour.
This is all I have left to do before he takes me to the saltpeter pit.
And couldn't you find the pit without that? Just take a look at that poor creature. I'd like to keep him in place of my poor dead sniffer.
You surely know how to pick him. Your poor creature is terrorizing the whole area.
It's not the animal's fault. When Zinnek and I were here last, I saw how old Vysarik treats him. He doesn't give him food, he abuses him. With a master like that, he won't last long. You wouldn't kill a dumb creature just because its master is a sick horseman, would you?
No,
well, you don't have to convince me. Ever since the gravedigger told me to do it, I've been trying to figure out how to save that dog. If you want to take him, I won't stop you.
You're a much better Christian than I thought you were. I'll take him to the lair. We'll meet there.
Hurry off now, before someone sees us together.
Come on now, boy. You'll like it in the lair.
اینم از این. سگرم نجات دادیم. از شهرش هم خلاص شدیم چون اینجا اذیت میکرد، ولی خب سگی بود که مثل اینکه اذیت کن بود، همه رو به دردسر میده. حالا مهم نیست، هدف این بود که از شر این خلاص شیم، از شر این سگه. ولی آره الان میریم یه کار دیگه میکنیم. خب بریم پیرمرد کنکش.
It's taken care of.
Taken care of? What do you mean?
The dog is dead. So, can we go to the pit now?
Dead, eh? And what are you so nervous about?
Well, it wasn't pleasant to watch. I did it exactly how you told me. I poisoned him.
Oh, aye? And how did it go exactly?
I dipped the meat in poison. He ate it, and peacefully departed to doggy heaven.
So, it all went how it should. I use a real strong mixture so the creatures don't suffer too much. He's done for, the beast. Finally. Let's go before we start looking suspicious.
باشه بریم. چه عجب چه عجب.
So this is it. This is the pit.
Slowly, boy. Slowly. Have a bit of respect. Death always deserves respect, whether it's people or animals.
I was expecting some huge hole in the ground. This is just some hollow. 3 piles of earth and that's it.
3 huge piles, you mean to say? True, it used to be one big pit. But then I found out when you pile up carcasses in smaller pits and throw some wet hay between them, it all rots better. And the better it rots, the more nitra you'll have. Are you going to take some right away?
I won't.
Cardiff, you send these people here.
The miller will probably send some people here.
Well, they'd better not dig it all up. That'd disturb the natural balance, see? And soon they'll find out there's no place to find saltpeter.
Well, I reckon I'm delaying the inevitable. I still have to taste it.
You're going to taste it?
It's the only way I can be certain it really is saltpeter.
God's nails. Unless say I'm disgusting. Wait a moment. I've got a reward for you. Just so's you don't think old Ignatius and his even older nags is ungrateful riffraff. Take it as a thanks for your help. Maybe you'll take over my trade one day when I'm pushing up daisies myself.
Who knows? Maybe that'll really be my fate. I'll live at the cemetery, build piles of carcasses, and eat bread with saltpeter.
Here's something that'll definitely come in handy if you ever need to go through all this again. Either with me or somewhere else.
Thanks.
Taste it then. Get to it.
بهم چیز داد دستکش خوبی داد که بتونیم اینجا استفاده کنیم. یا ابد بس.
Look at me. I'm a lord's messenger to a taster of cadavers. Cold and salty. This must be it.
خودشه همونی که دنبالش میگشتیم. با تشکر. پیرمرد کاری نداری؟
If you're going back to your cottage, I'd like to take a ride with you.
Of course. So there's some more saltpeter in the making. Blessings to you.
خداوند نگهدارت باشه پیرمرد. خیلی خوب. برمیگردیم به سمت میلر عزیزمون. جا خواب داریم، خسته‌ایم و گرسنه‌ایم. مهمتر از همه.
When's the last time I ate something?
Praise the Lord.
You silly doggy.
اول میریم اینجا شروع می‌کنیم غذا خوردن.
Empty. I'll have to go somewhere else.
مثلا خر خوردیم حالا بریم یه شبانه روز کامل بخوابیم که انرژیمون برگرده. دوازده ساعت استراحت. غذا نداریم؟ شوخی نکنم. بذار میلر سوال کجاست میلر؟ داشت میلر گل گلاب. یه کارت دارم. اینه؟ میلر جان.
What? You're covered in blood, my friend.
خب داشت ببین من اونو پیدا کردم.
I found the place where we can harvest saltpeter. You just head out of Troskovitz towards Apollonia, carry on along.
یه لحظه الان
side the road, then head off it at the right spot. Only it's not a pit, it's 3 piles of earth. The gravedigger Ignatius drove me there himself.
And is it the real stuff? Did you taste it?
Yeah. And I hope I never have to do that again. Ugh. I think the experience has changed me forever.
Oh, come on. You whine more than Zinnik. It's just commonplace salt. I was hoping it'd be closer. To go all the way to Apollonia. If I send 2 wagons, that should be enough.
What should I do?
That means I could mix a barrel and a half.
Crazul, focus. What else do you need from me?
Oh, sorry. What were you asking? About a reward? It's right here.
Thanks. How's it going with the golem?
Well, the whole thing is really appealing to a scholar of my field of interest and important for humanity. But certain circumstances have emerged which, unfortunately, move its creation somewhere further into the future.
Wait, what do you mean? So there won't be any golem?
Not for now.
What about all the niter? The life essence?
I admitted to myself it's maybe too much to take on, and I decided to go back to my roots.
So the search for saltpeter was for nothing?
Not at all. The saltpeter will help us create primordial matter. The origin. Chaos. Materia.
God. Here we go again.
As alchemical scholars, we actually have only one task before us. To penetrate the diaphanum and find out where it gets its disposition and power from. Only then will we understand the nature of the shadows.
Eh?
I'll explain it to you.
Tell me, what's the next task?
From behind the closed gates of Trotsky come quiet whispers, carried by the wind, all the way here to me in the mill. Do you hear it too?
Reckon my ears aren't that...
Scribe Erezim received a trunk from Prague, and in that trunk was...
The document of Hermes Trismegistos?
No, a book. And from an author more venerable than Hermes. It's thin, with a sand-colored cover, embossed. Ordinary at first glance, but the treasure's inside. You might say it's kind of an alchemical cookbook.
So I'm gonna have to pick some locks again, eh? And in the castle, no less. I'd like to know how I'm supposed to get in there. Trotsky is shut tight.
For some. The gates of Trotsky may appear to be closed to us, mere mortals. But why try to force your way in when there's a person they'll invite in themselves?
What person?
Hold on, we'll get to that. We've got the Samine wedding coming up. I can't wait to try out my new potion against drunkenness there. What about you? You still need to get there?
Certainly. It's why I decided to work. I hope your promise still stands.
Of course it does. What do you take me for? Start by quickly finding some decent clothes. Ad charisma tuendum. You look like a vagabond in what you're wearing now. St. Paul wouldn't be pleased with you.
So you'll really get me into that wedding? Am I dreaming?
No, you're not. But before you start celebrating, we won't be going by ourselves. We'll have company. Or, to be more exact, the 2 of us will be accompanying a certain person. Me as a friend and host.
It'll be some female, right?
Correct. But not just any female. A true lady will come to the wedding with us. Radiant as the morning star. Refined as pure gold. All will be stunned by her beauty. And she'll be our lockpick that will find the weak spot in the gate to Trotsky. All it'll take is a little push. And clunk. The lock will open. And the book.
Similes, word games. I'll never get a straight answer out of you.
The castle's weak spot is Chamberlain Ulrich, because he himself has a weakness for women. Of all the single damsels at the wedding, ours will be the most charming and irresistible for him. Noble or not, he's a mortal man, and he'll start to think with his male member. We will watch as he becomes feverish with lust. Soon, he'll be begging to take our companion to Trotsky. He'll pretend his motives are pure, so she'll be more comfortable. And when the Chamberlain becomes insistent, you, as her personal bodyguard, will accept his offer. Naturally, you'll say you won't leave her side so you can defend her honor. Once in Trotsky, Ulrich will do everything to get you to leave him alone with her. And that will be your chance.
I can hardly believe that you, of all people, would come up with such a straightforward plan.
Well, it's not all that straightforward. I admit there's a certain element here that makes everything more complicated. First, we have to find our gracious lady.
Where do you want to find this lady? Here.
Look, she doesn't have to be a lady per se. We just need a wench with a pretty face. We'll get her a nice dress, some perfume. She doesn't even have to speak. We'll do the talking.
بانی میتونه این کار انجام بده؟
Could Bonnie do it?
She could. The only hitch is everyone and his dog knows her face. Nobody with any sense would let her into the Samin wedding.
So a village girl will do?
I doubt an ordinary village girl would agree to what we're going to ask of her. You can find lots of capable girls at the Zhelyov baths, including some who aren't so well known. It's true, Dorothy can be a bit unpleasant, but you'll be giving her an offer she can't refuse.
Well, the last time I dealt with her getting your disguise washed, she was quite delightful.
You'll tell her I'm offering enough groschen to buy 2 cows, or a small cottage. That should soften her up.
All right, I'll take care.
You're a talented, likable youngster, like Knight Roland of yore. And don't forget, we're going to need to dress the girl up and make her smell nice so she comes across. So, stop off at Troskowitz as well and get her a nice brocade dress and some long-lasting perfume. Mintha would be ideal.
Where can I find the...
Where do you think? The butcher's? Bartoshek has just the thing in his shop. A beautiful red dress made of Tyrolean brocade.
Why that dress exactly?
Because red is the color of love and passion. And rich Tyrolean brocade is just begging to be touched. Ulrich won't know where to look. The dress is likely to be pretty expensive. But that's no obstacle for you, right?
Where can I find the perfume?
Emmerich the apothecary might have something. They say he makes some perfume for his wife. Or ask Betty the innkeeper. She may be a god-awful battle axe, but a nice-smelling one. Or get hold of the recipe and make your own mintha. As an alchemy apprentice, you should be able to manage.
I'll be going.
Once you've got everything ready for the wedding, we'll meet in front of the... There. I'll let our lady in on some other details of our plan. But that won't be for your ears. Anyway, you'll be rehearsing your speech to Lord von Berghoff then, won't you?
How about some more advice on sneaking around in Troskowitz?
You've come to the right man. You're as clumsy as a blind dog and about as inconspicuous as a cow at a banquet table.
Well, I was focused mainly on my fighting skills.
I don't blame you. Me, I'm no good with a sword. Might be more useful to you in your vocation anyway. But still, ask away. What do you want to know? I'll try to explain it.
How should I plan a robbery?
Most people have the same routine every day. Pay attention to people's behavior. Who goes where and which way. When they rest, and when they go to bed. When are they usually drunk? When you get to know your victim, You'll know when they'll be home and when they won't. And where you're sneaking into someone's house. Try a back window. Don't go for the front door.
خیلی خوب.
That's all.
جالب بود.
You seem like a reasonably educated...
Where are you going with this?
Well, I reckon you know if you share them with me, it'll make...
I'm glad you know what you're getting yourself. Are you interested in the...
That's a bit...
داری گم میخوری داشت. خب بس ببینیم که چیکار داریم. get more perfume dress فلان. دوستان عزیز اینجا بازی رو سیو میزنیم و مرسی که دیدید. پرچمتون بالا تا درود دیگر.